Hi everyone, and welcome to yet another end of the year video. You might see I brought a friend that I haven't actually shown on the channel before. But this is Snor. Snor is our boa constrictor imperator, or also called BCE. The reason why we call her Snor, which translates to mustache in Dutch, is because she has a wonderful mustache on her nose. Not sure if you can see it. Snor is a slightly floppy snake and does not always want to hold on, so let's see how far we get with her. But I hope to be able to show all three snakes today. And why do I hold the snakes? Just because you've got something to look at while I chat you through the entirety of last year. Last year was, just like 2020, an interesting year. YouTube-wise, I actually managed to do quite a lot. And because I personally always like the hard data, I published 26 videos, did one live stream and published 3 shorts. And I somehow managed to, at time of recording, get 538 subs and 1.2k watch hours. All of you are amazing, thank you. I'm also at this exact moment 4 subs away from 600, which was a number I did not expect in any way when I started this year. I mean, last year around this time I didn't even hit the 100 yet. So thanks all of you for subscribing and actually watching my videos. The channel direction, I guess I started focusing more on LARP now that events are slowly coming back. And of course, something I shouldn't forget is the fun I had with others in this. I mean, organizing Cozy was so much fun, and actually seeing all that work come into play and have an amazing weekend. That was super cool. Aside from that, the collabs and everything, it was fun, and I met some wonderful people through this. Thinking back on what I actually finished last year, you might think, oh, it wasn't that much, but if I start counting everything, I actually managed to finish quite a lot. Going in order of what I actually uploaded, I of course, last year when I sat here, I was still working on my Regency dress, which I finished. And I recently had a photo shoot with it, and the results were amazing. I absolutely love these pictures. It was my first full historical ensemble, and I am super happy with how that turned out. All mistakes made actually ended up with a nicer end product, I guess. Then I started a second historical project, which was the waistcoat. I haven't actually worn it much because unfortunately it did turn out to be one size too small to wear normally. It's super tight, which if I would wear it over a blouse, it just cinches in the blouse at the bottom slightly awkwardly. So I don't know, maybe I'll just have to remake it. Where are you going? Now, then I actually managed to finish one of those really long projects. The leather armor took me 3 years, but I completely designed it and made it all from scratch. It's all hand sewn, and I am super happy with the way it turned out. After finishing the waistcoat and the armor, I started on my next big project, which was of course the cyberpunk costume, of which the stays are here. I am really happy with how that turned out. It was my first, I guess, historical corset, full historical corset, but with a twist. Well, the cyberpunk stays are done. Now it's up to the rest of the costume, but more about that later. Then, if we go in order of upload, there's a video there, which is the Darkling ring. For the Darkling, I started on the ring, I finished the ring, then I started on the kefta, I started on the embroidery and realized that project is too big. I still did really enjoy all the embroidery that I did do. It is definitely a fun skill to learn, but the totality of the entire kefta project would just have been too much for one person. I am already super happy with the fact that I decided to quit it, and I do hope to be able to make the actual winter jacket somewhere this year. But we'll see about that. And then we had Cozy with my first few scripted videos and info dump videos for my channel, the first real LARP videos, and I loved making them. I loved doing them, and I think they were received really well. So again, more about this later, but you will definitely see more about LARP on my channel. Then we also had the Kalkbraken jacket, which was of course made for the Release the Kalkbraken challenge during Cozy, which was so much fun. It is a jacket that I normally wouldn't have made. It's a style that I don't really buy or wear, I guess. But now that I've made it, I am super happy with it. It looks really nice. I have actually worn it to work already a few times and got so many compliments on it. People being super surprised that I actually made that myself, which I guess is a nice compliment to get. Then the next project was the cat hood. Again, I am so surprised by how well that was received, and it was such a nice project to make. Again, thank you Daisy for actually making that pattern, because when I saw it on the shop, I just realized I had to make this. I enjoyed it, it was a success, and I'll definitely wear it really often in LARP, because yeah, it just looks really nice. A project that is still ongoing, but we are already starting to get somewhere, is of course the Frollo project, of which I've got the hat here. I'm really enjoying this project. It's completely different from stuff that I normally do, I guess. I can't wait to have it finished and do a photo shoot with it. I am so curious how that's gonna turn out. Aside from that, there were some other videos that were not necessarily crafting projects, but more educational stuff, like how to work with Worbla and testing the vegan leather. If I get the chance to do more of those kind of videos, I definitely will. It's so much fun to partially research in the case of the vegan leather, I guess. Research on camera. And yeah, I don't know, they're just really nice to record. And again, I am super happy with how well that's being received. I like doing educational stuff, I guess. Oh, I didn't know you were going that way. I really like recording those educational videos. I mean, in my head, in a way, I am narrating everything I do anyway. So why not just record it and see if I can actually pass on some knowledge or something. But I guess that's most of what I did last year, in a quick summary. Hello! I guess if I would have to name the video that I'm most proud of, I would do that in 3 categories actually. I'm most proud of the pole dancing in a corset video, in a way of how much fun that was to record. And in a weird way also to look at my pole dancing skills, because it's now nearly a year later and I've actually progressed so much, and the stuff that I did in that video was at that time the most advanced stuff I could do, which for now me is just basic things. I guess at some point I'll have to re-record that video and do even fancier stuff. I'll just have to find an excuse to do more pole dancing in my costume videos or something. I'm really proud of my What is LARP video, because that was the first full scripted video. Making that, recording that, it went so well. And also it was the first big info dump video, and I think it turned out really well. It was definitely educational. I've learned so much from that single video. And the third video that I would name that I'm really proud of is the cat hood video, because I think that is the way that I want to edit. So now that I've given a quick summary of all my stuff from last year, I'm really curious, what was your favorite video? Which one did you like best? Or which crafting project did you like best? I'd love to hear it. But considering we're at the end of the year and starting to go into 2022, it's also a nice excuse to look forward. And that's also a nice excuse to grab another snake. For the next bit, I picked up Snakie. For the people who have been watching my channel for a while, you know Snakie, he's adorable. But while having Snakie, I wanted to chat about looking forward to next year. So, next year, 2022, because where did 2021 go? I don't know. Currently, I already have some plans for next year. Of course, I am going to continue working on Frollo. The main part that still needs to be done is the shoulders, which at the time of recording, I've just started on them, so I hope to have them done soonish. Then after that, we only have to do the neck bit and make some rings, and then I think that the costume is done. Oh, don't forget the wig. I need to get a wig. Aside from that, we also have another ongoing project, which is the cyberpunk costume. I have also started working on the pants, but that ran into a problem, so that will still take a while. Then once I finish the pants, I guess I'll have to wear both the stays and the pants at once and then decide what more I want to add. Aside from that, I am planning to enter the Foundations Revealed competition for 2023 because I love the theme that they chose. I forgot the exact wording, but it has to do with nature, which, as you might have guessed, I like my interest in critters. So I want to do something really interesting for the competition, namely delve into high fashion, which is something I have not done before, and I think it's going to be super interesting because I am going to make something inspired by my favorite fashion designer, Iris van Herpen. For people who don't know her, she combines fashion and technology and pulls so much inspiration from nature. She has also already made collections, for example, inspired by the ocean. When I first saw those dresses, I was like, those are inspired by nudibranches. That's amazing. And only then did I read that it was ocean inspired. So I'm going to do the same. I chose this nudibranch and I'm going to make a dress, high fashion dress, inspired by this nudibranch. It's going to be interesting. I'm so looking forward on starting that. And of course, next year I want to continue doing the LARP stuff and also look more into tutorials. For example, I just bought fabric because I am planning to make a tutorial for people who haven't sewn before on how to make your first LARP tunic. Think stuff like that, and I might also want to continue my LARP costume breakdown series because I think that was so much fun to do and I got so many positive responses from that I want to make more of those. However, I don't have that many LARP costumes, so how to make more of those? Well, of course, I start interviewing friends. That's my plan. I still have to start any of it, but some of you might know that you will receive a call soon. Next year, I also want to do some more leatherwork projects. I mean, last year I only finished the leather torso and I made this wallet, which I didn't film, but I'm still really happy how it turned out. Some of you might guess the inspiration. It's of course D&D. But yeah, I really do want to continue with some more leatherwork projects. I have some ideas in mind, but preferably I would like to do either one big project or two somewhat smaller projects. It's just leather craft is one of those crafts that I really want to work at to get better. I'm really enjoying it, but it's something that can always be improved on, especially on the tooling and stamping part. Then lastly, there will be some projects that you are not going to hear about for a long while. They're not official NDAs, but I would call them unofficial NDAs, or more like very spoiler heavy props. Now that LARPs are very slowly starting up again, we also have to start crafting LARP props again. And I'm in the organization of a LARP, I make props for them. And they're going to be cool, amazing and gigantic. It's going to be a group project, lots of technologies will be involved, but I can't say anything about it yet, because the people that actually play at that LARP do not want to know what kind of props we're building yet. So those will have to wait a bit, but they will take up some of my time for crafting, so I did want to have them mentioned. I think that's it for the projects for next year. That means that there is only one more thing I want to talk about, and that also means that I might grab the last snake, although he is currently asleep, so I will have to wait a bit. And we might record the last part later. Isn't Snakie absolutely adorable? I mean, handling wise, he's a lot better behaved than Snor. Also, he's a lot smaller, so that's just easier. So, unfortunately, no third snake today. We kept an eye on Icarus, but he was not in a location where we could easily get him out and we didn't want to stress him too much. And considering he's a tree-dwelling species, if we want to get him out when he doesn't want to, he'll wrap his tail around something and we'll have to redecorate the entire terrarium. We're not feeling like that today. So, no snake, but nonetheless, my plans for next year, considering my YouTube channel. I have thought hard about this, but I think for next year I'll be going to upload every 3 weeks instead of every other week like I have been doing now, because of the reason that I have been crafting for every upcoming video for the past half year. So in the 2 weeks before the video I have actually made the project, which is slightly more stressful than I'd like, and considering hopefully next year events will actually start up again, I'll also spend more time there, which means less crafting time, which also means that I can spend more effort on a single video, hopefully leading to better quality videos. So also a big plus for you guys. Then, like I already mentioned, I would love to drag other people on my channel, interview them about all the cool ideas and things that I personally haven't made or can't make, but I do want to show you that's going on in LARP in either the Netherlands or around here. I have actually made my planning already for what I want to release when in the next half year, and there are some cool projects in there. And that concludes another year. It was definitely a weird one, and I'm really glad that you all went on this journey with me, and I really hope that I'll see you there next year as well. So with that, thank you all for watching, and see you guys next year. It would be nice, Snor. Snor, it would be nice if you don't actually crawl across my microphone. As well, one of the accessories for the costume. And then I started on the actual kefta. Some of you might guess the inspiration. It's of course... Yeah, you're also not throwing around paint cans. That's a nice one.